Jai Shri Krishna. Worshipping text 1, text 2, text 3 and text 4 of chapter 6 Jnana-yoga of Srimad Bhagavad-gita. Text 1 Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anasritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na nir agnir na chakriyah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. In this chapter, the Lord explains that the process of the Eightfold Yoga system is a means to control the mind and the senses. However, this is very difficult for people in general to perform, especially in the age of Kali. Although the Eightfold Yoga system is recommended in this chapter, the Lord emphasizes that the process of Karma Yoga or acting in Krishna's consciousness is better. Everyone acts in this world to maintain his family and their paraphernalia, but no one is working without some self-interest, some personal gratification, be it concentrated or extended. The criterion of perfection is to act in Krishna's consciousness and not with a view to enjoying the fruits of work. To act in Krishna's consciousness is the duty of every living entity because all are constitutionally parts and parcels of the Supreme. The parts of the body work for the satisfaction of the whole body. The limbs of the body do not act for self-satisfaction but for the satisfaction of the complete whole. Similarly, the living entity who acts for satisfaction of the Supreme Whole and not for personal satisfaction is the perfect sannyasi or perfect yogi. The sannyasis sometimes artificially think that they have become liberated from all material duties and therefore they cease to perform Agnihotra Yajnas, fire sacrifices, but actually they are self-interested because their goal is to become one with the impersonal Brahma. Such a desire is greater than any material desire, but it is not without self-interest. Similarly, the mystic yogi who practices the yoga system with half-open eyes ceases all material activities, desires some satisfaction for his personal self. But a person acting in Krishna's consciousness works for the satisfaction of the whole without self-interest. A Krishna's conscious person has no desire for self-satisfaction. Thus, he is the perfect sannyasi and perfect yogi. A Krishna's conscious person has the criterion of success to be the satisfaction of Krishna only. Lord Chaitanya, the highest perfectional symbol of renunciation, prays in this way: Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagat isa kamaye mama janmani janmani shvare bhavatada bhaktira ahai tuki tvai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to enjoy beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. What I want only is the causeless mercy of your devotional service in my life, birth after birth. Text 2. Yama sannyasam iti prabhur yogam tama vidhi pandava na hi asanyasta sankalpe yogi bhavati kashachana. What is called renunciation you should know to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme, O son of Pandu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Real sannyas yoga or bhakti means that one should know his constitutional position as the living entity and acts accordingly. The living entity has no separate independent identity. He is the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord. When he is entrapped by material energy, he is conditioned, and when he is Krishna's conscious or aware of the spiritual energy, then he is in his real and natural state of life. Therefore, when one is in complete knowledge, one ceases all material sense gratification, he renounces all kinds of sense gratificatory activities. This is practiced by the yogis who restrains the senses from material attachment. But a person in Krishna's consciousness has no opportunity to engage his senses in anything which is not for the purpose of Krishna. Therefore, a Krishna's conscious person is simultaneously a sannyasi and a yogi. The purpose of knowledge and restraining the senses as prescribed in the Jnana and Yoga processes is automatically served in Krishna's consciousness. If one is unable to give up all selfish satisfaction, then Jnana and Yoga are of no avail. The real aim is for a living entity to give up all selfish satisfaction and to be prepared to satisfy the Supreme. A Krishna's conscious person has no desire for any kind of self-enjoyment. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of the Supreme. One who has no information of the Supreme must therefore be engaged in self-satisfaction, because no one can stand on the platform of inactivity. All purposes are perfectly served by the practice of Krishna's consciousness. Text 3. Aru ruksora munera yogam karma karanam uchyate yoga ruddhasya tasyaiva samaha karanam uchyate. For one who is a neophyte in the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. The process of linking oneself with the Supreme is called yoga. It may be compared to a ladder for attaining the topmost spiritual realization. This ladder begins from the lowest material condition of the living entity and rises up to perfect self-realization in pure spiritual life. According to various elevations, different parts of the ladder are known by different names. But all in all, the complete whole is called yoga and may be divided into three parts, namely Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. The beginning of the ladder is called the Yoga Ruruksu stage, and the highest rung is called Yoga Ruddha. Concerning the Eightfold Yoga system, attempts in the beginning to enter into meditation through regulative principles of life and practice of different sitting postures, which are more or less bodily exercises, are considered fruitive material activities. All such activities lead to achieving perfect mental equilibrium to control the senses. When one is accomplished in the practice of meditation, he ceases all disturbing mental activities. A Krishna's conscious person, however, is situated from the beginning on the platform of meditation, because he always thinks of Krishna, and being constantly engaged in the service of Krishna, he is considered to have ceased all material activities. Text 4. Yada hi nendriya yartheshu na karmasva anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga ruddhas tadochyate. A person is said to be in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. When a person is fully engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he is pleased in himself, and thus he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or in fruitive activities. Otherwise, one must be engaged in sense gratification, since one cannot live without engagement. Without Krishna's consciousness, one must always be seeking self-centered or extended selfish activities. But a Krishna's conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna and therefore be perfectly detached from sense gratification. One who has no such realization must mechanically try to escape material desires before being elevated to the top rung of the yoga ladder. Hare Krishna.